Hello everybody, it's Chris Clark with discgolf.law. I want to come to you today and discuss an issue that's been brought up to us several times, and it's continuing to gain momentum among professional disc golfers, and that is the discussion of whether it is time for a players' union in professional disc golf. As the professional game continues to grow in popularity and prominence, this debate is going to continue to heat up. Players' unions are common in most professional sports. They offer athletes a unified voice to negotiate contracts and working conditions and other matters that affect players' careers. We want to talk about what are the pros and cons of creating a professional disc golf players union. One of the most common benefits of a professional sports players union is collective bargaining. A disc golf players union would give athletes the ability to negotiate collectively on matters like contracts and sponsorship deals and tournament conditions and things like that. This can lead to just better overall professional conditions for our athletes and attract and retain top talent in the sport. Another benefit of a players union is providing professional disc golfers with a voice to address concerns about safety and competition rules and other aspects of the sport. In sports like the NFL and the NBA, players unions have successfully lobbied for rule changes and improvements to safety equipment. In disc golf, this could be applied to issues like course design, safety on the course, warm-up areas, practice areas. These are all things that would just sort of fall under the umbrella of player advocacy. A professional disc golf players union could also advocate for health and retirement benefits for players. This would be similar to the types of benefits that are provided to athletes in other sports. It helps players maintain a sustainable career and plan and prepare for their life after their playing days are over. As disc golf seeks to solidify its place among the established sports, a players' union could help showcase the commitment of its athletes and further legitimize the sport in the eyes of fans and sponsors and the media. Players' unions in other sports often provide a platform for resolving disputes between athletes and other organizations, such as contract disagreements or disciplinary issues. So a disc golf players' union could likely serve a similar function, helping to mediate conflicts between players and the PDGA or players and the Pro Tour or even players and their sponsors. And that would help to maintain a fair and transparent process in professional disc golf. Those are some of the benefits of having a players union, but there are some drawbacks to it as well. The establishment of a players union could create financial pressures for disc golf organizations. Due to the smaller scale of the sport, the financial implications of a disc golf players union might be more pronounced than would be in other better funded sports. Larger sports leagues have substantial revenue streams to accommodate union demands, and disc golf organizations might struggle to meet those demands. The formation of a players union could also create divisions among disc golfers, with some who support the union and others who oppose it. This could potentially lead to tension within the sport, affecting the camaraderie that has traditionally been a hallmark of professional disc golf. Introducing a players union would add a layer of bureaucracy to the sport, which could particularly be problematic for disc golf, which has traditionally handled itself in a somewhat informal manner. It's hard to imagine this now, but just like in other sports, with a labor union in disc golf, there's the potential for labor disputes. Sometimes these take the form of strikes or lockouts. These types of conflicts could completely disrupt the disc golf calendar, the Pro Tour schedule, and potentially alienate fans. As I mentioned before, disc golf is a smaller sport in terms of revenue and audience compared to other major professional sports leagues. And that means that a disc golf players union would likely operate with fewer resources and a smaller membership base, which would potentially limit its bargaining power and its ability to provide the upside, the benefits for its members. And lastly, disc golf is still growing and evolving, whereas other sports with established players unions have already reached a certain level of maturity and stability. And as a result, disc golf players union might need to focus more on promoting the growth of the sport and the development of the sport, in addition to advocating on behalf of professional players. There is the possibility that a disc golf players union would be asked to do even more than players unions in other sports, but with less resources on hand to accomplish those goals. There's obviously a lot more work to be done here, a lot more research and a lot more conversations and discussions to be had before we decide whether or not a players union is right for professional disc golf. But I would love to hear what you think. Really curious to hear your comments. Follow, like, subscribe, reach out to us. Let us know what you think.